What's up, witches? Surprise! As usual, I don't plan these things anymore. Life plans them for me. What's up, witches? Who's up in here? Who's up in here? Let's get something pretty. What's up? Who's up there for me? Let me know if you can hear me okay. We have the music on here in the shop. I'm in the back. I'm in the reading room, which is where we do all of our tarot readings and also where we pack up our stuff and things like that. And I was just in the process of packing up the BetterWitch Magic Intensive Kits. Yes, for all of you who have registered for the 6-month coaching program that starts on Wednesday the 13th. Registration ends on Friday, and a bunch of you have already signed up, placed your first orders, taken your introductory class survey, and so now I'm packing up your kits and getting them ready for you. Hey, June! One of these kits is yours. What's up? Yes to sneaking pizza at work. I support it for sure. What's up, guys? What's up, witches? How we doing? How we doing? I just got boxes in, special size boxes to fit the kits perfectly. I'm like a little bit of a sucker for packaging, I have to be honest. So when I order something, I expect it to be packaged nicely. So I do the same. So of course I had to go and get special boxes that are like exactly the width and size of what we've got going in the boxes. So I'm gonna get this box ready and show you guys what is in the kit. If you haven't seen it yet, the BetterWitch Magic Intensive Kit is a kit that I have created of some items that are going to help support you along your 6-month journey. Right now, it is just available to those witches who have signed up for the coaching program. But once registration ends, I think I'm going to make this kit available to anybody who wants to get it, because in the Becoming a Better Witch in 6 Months webinar, I gave you all 10 areas of your crafts to focus on in order to become a better witch. The 10 areas of your craft that I think are critical to being a well-rounded and effective witch that is actually witching in real life. You know, we're trying to get beyond that stage of just reading all the books and watching all the videos. And there are 10 areas of your craft that I feel like you need to focus on, because they are the 10 areas that in my craft over these 25 years have really made the biggest impact on me. Learning how to do these things, putting time and attention to grow in these areas have been the most helpful. And there have been things that I have tried and explored that have not been helpful, that I have not, kept up with, that I realized were not really for me. So I went through my last 25 years of practice and picked the 10 things that really did make a difference for me when I started taking them seriously. And then in the webinar, I gave you all action steps that you can take in each of these areas. And if you spend 2 to 3 weeks on each of these areas, you will be a better witch at the end of 6 months. When you get to the end of January, if you start now, you get to the end of January, you are going to wake up and be in a completely different place. So if you are the type of witch, whether you are new on your journey or you've been doing this for a while and you feel like you are not really making progress, you're buying all the books, you're taking the classes, you're doing the things, but your life doesn't really look any different. Your confidence in yourself as a practitioner hasn't really changed. I want to give you the tools to change that. And you can do it all on your own, I believe. If you are an independent learner and someone who really doesn't need the support of a group or a guide to get things done. But for everybody else, I'm encouraging you to enroll in the full 6-month program that I and a bunch of other witches are going to be embarking on, so that I can be there to guide you and you can have the support of your fellow witches along the way. You're going to have homework to turn into me. You're going to have quizzes to take. It's a really intensive program and it is hands-on. It's not a bunch of like theory. You are really going to be implementing these steps into your practice so that 6 months from now you can say, absolutely, I can do divination. Absolutely, I can cast spells. Absolutely, I create my own rituals. So we want to make this, a part of your life. Being a witch is a lifestyle. It's not just like a thing that you do. June said, action steps were helpful. I'm plotting my metamorphosis. Yes. And the action steps, when we do the program together, we're going to dive into those action steps. And if you feel like you need a push to actually do them, then you're going to have homework that basically I'm going to make you do them, so that in order to move forward, got to hand in that homework, got to actually apply those action steps. So I created this kit that I feel like is going to be really helpful to you along the way, because I'm going to be asking you to plan ahead with rituals, and I'm going to ask you to take your divination practice seriously. I'm going to ask you to create a wheel of the year for yourself. And I'm going to ask you to make your own rituals. And of course, I'm going to be there to educate you more on how you can do that first, and then, give you the task of actually doing that. And so I put together this kit of tools that are going to support you. And they're not items that you're necessarily going to like need in class, though we will reference them. These are things that are for you, that are going to support you, so that you can really go above and beyond even what I suggest for you or require for you from homework. So I figured I'd show you what I put in the kit. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you think about the things that I've chosen. Do you think these things are going to be helpful? Because if you are not one of my coaching clients by the time registration ends on Friday, I am going to make this kit available for purchase. If you just want to get the kit and go through the 10 steps that I presented you in the webinar on your own. Okay? Some people are really great independent learners. I am not. Okay? I will buy a book and it will sit by my bed for days, for weeks, for months, and I'll keep saying I'm going to get around to it, but I won't. And I have learned from having the book club that having a group of people doing the same thing with you is a great way to keep yourself accountable, and to kind of, light that fire under you to actually get things done and not just keep putting it off. Because, other witches are also taking the time out of their busy days to work on these things. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not alone. Other witches are also taking this seriously and making this commitment. And they're kind of looking at me to like stay on pace with them, So being in the book club has helped me immensely. It's given me that like little extra oomph to not just say I'm going to do things, but actually do it. And so this kit is going to help to support you along the way. So if you are a good independent learner and you don't feel like you need to be a part of the whole program, but you do want to apply the action steps that I gave you in the webinar and kind of do your own 6-month program by yourself, these are tools that are going to help you along the way, help to support you. And I've just kind of put them all together in a nice little box that you're going to get mailed right to you. Or if you're local, when you place your order, you can choose pickup, as June knows, and you can come and pick it up. So this is going to be a shipping order for one of our witches. So I figured we'd put it together. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any recommendations, let me know. Maybe there is something that you feel like really should be in the kit. Let me know. I can always add to it, especially when it comes to my coaching clients. I can always add more things to the kit and send them out to you, because you guys are working one-on-one with me. So we can always do that. So, let me know what you think. All right. I think I'm going to start from large to small. Okay, so the first thing Coming in the kit is going to be the Llewellyn's Witches calendar. Over on the wall over there. There's one up in my house. I have been using these calendars for a long time. They are so helpful. Not to mention they're super cute. They're well illustrated. I think Mickey Mueller does some of the illustrations. Let me see if it says on the outside. I know on the inside it'll have all of the details for who drew what. But I know that Mickey Mueller contributes to Llewellyn. I know that Deborah Blake contributes to these calendars. Yep. So Mickey Mueller's in here, Astria Taylor, J.D. Walker, Tiffany Lazick, Jamie Quirones, Natalie Zaman, Sasha Graham, Michael Fury, Monica Crossan, Daniel Blackwood, James Campos, and Stephanie Woodfield. So these are witches that you might already be following on YouTube, whose books you may have already read or be following on some other social media platform. They have contributed to this calendar, and we are only in September. And the 6-month program is going to take us all the way through the mid-January. So that's why we're getting the 2023 one, because I want you to be able to use it now. Okay. And then it does have like January and February in here. So you'll be able to go all the way into January. So that's the first thing. 2023 Witches Calendar. Super useful. It has astrological information, but unlike some astrological calendars, it's not overwhelming. Like I've seen some astrological calendars and it's kind of a lot. I'm not an astrologer, but I try to pay attention to the transits because I've noticed that the moon in particular and what the moon is doing has a huge impact on how I feel in my life. And paying attention to that is make a big difference. It's also really useful for planning my Sabbath rituals. It's very useful for, because obviously it actually has that on the calendar, unlike a regular calendar, which will not have, Litha on there or Mabon, necessarily, and things like that. So I like to use it for planning my year. And it also has useful information for creating spells. So it will tell you when the moon is void of course, which is a time where a lot of pagan witches choose not to do spell work. It will tell you when things are retrograding, which might impact whether or not you want to do some spell work. It will give you color correspondences for each day, crystals to work with, useful information for your magical practice in general. So I feel like every witch needs a witchy calendar, whether it's a calendar that tracks the wheel of the year, or it's a calendar that includes astrological information, or like this one, which has both. Very helpful because, we witches, we ain't really on the same calendar as everybody else. Like we have to, you know what I'm saying? Capitalism, we got to be on everybody else's clock. But we attune ourselves to the shifts of nature and the flows of the universe. And that's a whole different calendar. So you need that. All right. Next, we have 2 different types of planners journals. The first is the ritual planner. Okay, and we have different styles and different colors, and I'm just letting myself like intuitively choose them for you guys. Okay, but this box is going to have this gorgeous pink and purple one, very HQ in its colors. These are some of my favorite tarot planners. I've used them myself. That's why I've chosen them. Everything in this box I either currently use or have used and have found really helpful. So the ritual planner, I am not new to. These are available in the shop. We've been selling them for a long time. They're really beautiful. I love that they're spiral bound, which makes folding them and holding them open flat on a table really easy, which is nice. They're lightweight. They're not that big. They're probably like, I guess this is like, it's not quite 8.5 by 11. Maybe it's like 7 by 9, something like that. Okay. And it has super useful information about tarot spreads and things like that. Lots of recommendations for how you can actually use the journal to your best benefit. A cheat sheet of tarot meanings. Come on. No more flipping through the guidebook, right? Got a nice little cheat sheet right here that's easy, all on 2 pages that open flat so you're not flipping through a bunch of stuff looking for tarot meanings. And I like that the tarot meanings are not super extensive. So it's not like you, I feel like tarot meanings, a lot of times when it's too much, it can be hard for you to actually tap into your intuition about what they mean. Okay, very nice. We've got birth chart information, which we're going to dive deep into in the very first module of the coaching program. Astrological reference guides. Yes, accessible and simple. I love that everything is laid out on the double page, so you don't have to flip. The astrological reference guide is all in one spot. There's no flipping back and forth for it. We've got what we need. Birth chart. Hello. So you can plug in your own birth chart information. So you have it right here for you. You don't have to go to your phone and like Google it every single time. Okay, beautiful illustrations, which is really nice. All right, and then we've got our note pages. So you can do 1, 2, 3 card spreads, take notes on each of the cards. They're not dated or anything like that, so you can pick this journal up at any time. You don't have to worry about like not using it for a while or anything like that. And then periodically there's just like useful information, little check-ins, things like that. So super useful book. Note pages at the back if you just want to take notes on stuff. Lots of note pages in the back. Information about the new moons and the full moons for you to journal. And that's a whole like 20 pages of new moon and full moon readings. So if you do new moon and full moon readings more than you do like daily readings, there's a whole section for that. So I love these planners. I think these are great for anybody. And if tarot is not really your jam, you can totally modify it to your use. And instead of writing down what tarot cards you got for the day, write down what playing cards you got for the day, or write down what your pendulum said. Write down what the bones came out to. You can still use it for all that stuff. So love the ritual planners. They're so thought out, well thought out. So you guys are getting that. Then every witch needs a book of mirrors, okay? You can use this as a book of mirrors or as a book of shadows. I'm going to recommend that you start with it as a book of mirrors, a place to just literally take notes on class and every witchy thing that you do, not worrying so much about like recipes and instructions, but just reflecting on what's actually happening in your witchy life. And we're going to dive deep into this when we get to the magical scribe module, which I think is like module 6 in the program. What I love about these journals is not only are they beautiful quality, 100% goat's leather, natural paper, handmade, but when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have ever, oh, you guys, it's a lanternfly. They're taking over. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. When you get like a leather bound, nice, natural, undyed paper journal, they are usually not lined. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Usually if you get lined paper, it's like bleached white paper. And I don't really like that look personally. I like the rustic, natural paper look. My vibe, okay, I know I'm kind of like a little biased, but that is my preference. But one thing that I've heard from a lot of customers when they come in the shop and they look at our journals is, do you have any lined journals? Because I don't have the neatest handwriting. It's not that easy for me to like keep things neat. And I feel like if you're going to be taking notes on class, then lines really help. So when I found these, I was like, yes, oh my God. Check this out. They're so pretty. Lines. Okay, little spots for the dates up at the top, but they're lined, which is going to make it so much easier to take notes in them and have a nice, neat journal that you can actually go back and reference with that beautiful, all-natural look. So I was like, oh my God, this is such a happy medium. Okay, intro page for you to put like your syllabus. You can organize what pages your information is on when you're done, so you have your own table of contents, right? Super cute. Love these. So I've settled on these. They have these nice leather bound straps that you can wrap up, and boom. Nice, compact, easy, fits in a bag, sits on your desk. Nice, right? Planner for your divination, notebook for all of your witchy notes. All right, I'm going to pack those together. And let me know if you have any questions about these. Like I said, once registration closes for all of the coaching witches, all of the better witches that have signed up for the program, and I've made sure they all have their stuff, then whatever is left over, I will make available to purchase on its own right on the HQ shop website under kits. You'll be able to access these. So if you are kind of going on your own 6-month journey, independent studying, you still can use these tools. Okay. What's up, everybody who came in the room? There's like 10 of you in here. Hi, say hi. How are you? Drop a like or an emoji or wave. How you doing? Okay. Next, 2 books that I feel like are very, very useful. Certainly, they're useful to the course. First, we have a book of pagan prayer. Okay. I really love this witch's works. Hi, Maruta. Sesuir Seren. That's how I think it's said. Hey, Leslyn, what's up? I don't know. That's what I think. I think that's how they pronounce it. I think it's an anagram anyway. I don't think it's a real name. But either way, their work is some of my favorites. I have the Big Book of Pagan Rituals and the Family Pagan Book of Prayer, or the Pagan Family Book of Prayer and Rituals. I forget how it's worded. But that's all about like rituals and prayers that you can include your whole family in, include your children in, all that good stuff. I love this edition of the book, though, because it's really nice and compact, easy to carry around or keep on your desk. The Big Book of Pagan Prayer and Rituals that I have is much bigger. It's a little harder to carry around. So this is nice. It's compact, and it doesn't include ritual instructions. It's just prayers. And these are super, super helpful for writing your own spells or creating your own rituals, because you can have go-to prayers rather than looking up a new spell or a new ritual every time you want to do something, which is a mistake that I made for many, many years. You can keep coming back to the same words. And this is going to allow you to commit these words to memory so that you don't need to rely on your books when you do a spell or when you work a ritual. Or if you have a spell or a ritual that you need to do on the go and you don't have a book or a spell you can look up, you have your own. So this is a very useful book to have. And there are other prayer books out there, but this one's my favorite because it is written from a pagan perspective. So everything is written in a way that is like non-denominational and general for pagans. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Jesus Christ, come help me, Saint Mary, blah, blah, blah. It's, Lord and Lady, the universe, the elements, the natural spirits and energies that pagans more generally work with. So it's wonderful and accessible for everybody, whatever your denomination is. But if you want to tailor it and make the prayer to Jesus or to St. Mary or to Ganesha, you can do that. So we've got that. And then another important book to your craft, I believe, is the Kabbalion. Okay, the Hermetic Principles. And, we can go back and forth all day about who really wrote these, how old they really are, where do they come from, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Okay. I am the type of witch that does not clock the messenger. I am all about the message. If there's one thing I have learned in my journey, is that spirit will send me messages from the weirdest sources. Okay. A homeless person on the street, somebody who is in jail, an Instagram meme, okay? And if we spend a lot of time judging the messenger and being like, oh, that person's not qualified to teach me anything, or, oh, that's not a valid source of spiritual information, I have found a lot of times that we can miss out on some really good nuggets that are just being given to us if we're willing to receive them and not be judgmental about the source. So I don't really get too deep into like what the origins of these principles are. What I know is they make so much sense. The Hermetic principles in the Kabbalion are basically the 7 universal laws, the laws that apply to everything in the universe and that all kind of like trickle down from. And what I have found is if you create spells or cast spells that take these principles into account, your spells will be successful. And for me, when I read this, I had like a epiphany moment of like, oh, that's what magic is. It's not really this crazy mystical thing. It's understanding the laws of the universe and the laws of nature on this physical earth and using that to your advantage. That's really all it is. Sensing that energy, understanding these principles, and then doing things in alignment with them so it benefits you. Spell work is really nowhere near as complicated as it seems. And this book helped me to understand that. I'm giving you guys a much nicer edition than what I had to start out with, which was just like a crappy like paperback version that you can get from Amazon for like $3. I'm giving you guys a little upgraded version. This is the Centenary edition. So it comes with this really nice, I don't know if this is leather, but this like really nice cover. It's hardcover instead of soft cover. It doesn't say, but it's like really juicy. It's nice. So almost like a Bible. Okay. And then because this is the Centenary edition, there's some additional reflections and information in here aside from just the basic 7 principles that you could find anywhere. So very nice edition. So we've got our prayer, we've got our mysticism, 2 solid foundations for how to communicate with the universe about what you want. I think every witch needs to have that in their arsenal. So you guys are going to get a copy each of these. And I just love how compact they are because it's going to be easy to throw in a bag if you are doing some studying on the go, or the holidays are coming up, you're traveling, you want to take your study materials with you because you're going to have some time off around, Xmas, New Year, what have you. All right, what's next? Next, and finally, we have a divination tool. I feel that divination is so absolutely key to the work of a witch. Not every witch works this way, okay? For me, it is important for me to acknowledge that I am not alone in my existence. My body may be like alone in this physical world, but my spirit is surrounded by other energetic elements that are either tied to me in some way or that come to me when I call on them. So my ancestors, for example, are energetic entities that are tied to me by my blood relation to them, my familial relation to them. The angels are energetic entities that are tied to me, but also just exist and can perhaps come to me when called, etc., etc. And for me, it's very important that if I'm going to be doing anything in the unseen world, I need to check in with the unseen beings to make sure that I'm not doing anything that might have a like backlash on me or that might have some unforeseen consequences that I can't see with my human eyes or conceive with my human brain. And so if I'm going to be dabbling in the energetic world and moving things around, I like to check in with the energetic beings to make sure that I'm not about to make a mistake. So I always divine before I cast a spell. I divine when I need to make big decisions in my life, like whether or not to take a coaching program, whether or not to work with a particular witch. And that has proven to be far more helpful than any human advice I've ever gotten. So I do believe that divination is really key to being a very effective witch, because we can learn how to cast spells all we want, but if we don't know how to prevent mistakes, unforeseen consequences, spells backfiring unexpectedly or not working because there was something we weren't taking into consideration, then we're only going to be better witches for it. So rather than giving you guys tarot decks, which I feel like not everybody is called to, and in itself is a whole world of study. I am providing each of you with a pendulum. I find that pendulums, first of all, if you grew up in my generation watching Charmed, then you became obsessed with pendulums from early on. Way before I ever picked up a tarot deck, I was really into the allure of the pendulum because if you remember Charmed, the Charmed sisters would always pull out, they didn't really do tarot, they would pull out their pendulum anytime there was like a demon that they needed to find, or one of the sisters went missing or some shit like that. They would run and grab the map of, where were they? San Francisco? San Diego? I've never been to Cali, so I don't get my Cali stuff straight. But they were either in San Francisco or San Diego, something like that. And they would pull out the map of the city and they would sit with their pendulum and they would ask the pendulum to tell them where this week's demon was or where their missing sister had gone off to. And so one of the first things I ever picked up wasn't actually a tarot deck, it was a pendulum that I made myself. So I was like, I want to do that. There's some tape stuck on this one. Okay, got it. Okay, now. Yes. Oh, Miss Tarot D's in here. Let me see. Hey, what's up? How we doing? How we doing? Okay. Pendulum. You know it's got to be amethyst. You guys know how I feel about amethyst and the color purple in general. So we're all getting amethyst, not to mention the energy of the amethyst crystal connects to the third eye and the crown and helps to open up psychic messages. I feel like amethyst is not so much for intuition. I feel like that's more of like jasper and the lower chakras that connect you to the earth and connect you to your intuition. Hi, Mika. I feel like amethyst is more of a high chakra energy and connects you to information from the universe, from the Akashic records. When I tap into the Akashic records, they are purple and silver. Hi, Valentonia. And so the energy of an amethyst for me is the perfect one for not just intuition, you know, because that's obviously very helpful, but like messages that you genuinely could not know without divine or energetic messaging, basically. So amethyst, these are fat, chunky pendulums, nice and heavy, nice size. Okay. Really pretty crystal. There's, I don't know if you can see, there's some like, ooh, you see that flash in there? Really pretty pieces of amethyst. San Francisco, right? I knew it was one of the two. Okay. So bam. A little amethyst bead on the end. All right. So we've got a divination tool that we are going to get to work with in the program that is not going to bog us down. Okay, we are not going to be sitting here trying to memorize 78 meanings and all of that jazz. No, no, no. No, no, no. We are going to use something that gives us yes, no answers so that you can very quickly and efficiently start incorporating divination into your practice. Hey, Luna, welcome. Okay, so bam. She cute. So we're going to wrap her up. Or him or them. Let me not assume the gender of these pendulums. Okay. All right. That is the kit, you guys. Yes, that is the kit. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Okay. And we're just going to add, I like to put little freebies in all of my packages. We have these really cool point of interest cards if you're ever in the neighborhood that show you not just the shop, but some of our favorite spots to like eat and hang out. And then on the back is a code for 10% off online or in the store. So we're throwing those in there. Come around. Ready to pour. And I am not a fan of packing peanuts, and when we get them in our shipments of stuff, I always save them and reuse them. Okay. We only get one Mother Earth, you guys. Hey, Chelsea. Woo. We were just doing things when people in love do. Why were you creeping around with your eyes? Two shadows moving. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, so it might just be me weirdly singing a cappella, which is like, I don't know that anybody really needs that today, but Craig David is a throwback for me. I used to love me some Craig David in high school, yo. Can you feel me in? Whenever the coast was clear and she asked me to come out, I say, hey, come on right around. 4x4 jumped in my ride, checking that nobody saw. So we went in and we got bounce to the rhythm. Early morning. Okay, I'm gonna put one piece of tape on it for now to keep it secure because I gotta put the packing slip in. But kits, yes, kits. Now I need to do June's kit, but I'm not gonna do it on camera because I want June to be surprised by which journals and stuff I chose. So that will be my last one for the day. I already packed up the other ones of the witches that have already registered. You guys still have time to register. I have a special low price that I am offering the coaching program for as a thank you to you guys for making this commitment. It is ridiculously low, but it is a significant number to me. So it felt right. So definitely take advantage of it. Registration for this program ends on Friday. So many people in our building. Registration ends on Friday, and our very first coaching module, our very first group 2-hour webinar class kicks off on Wednesday the 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is webinar style, so you'll be able to tune in whenever if you are running late, you have other things to do. And of course, the replay is available for all of the witches that are registered for the program. So you can kind of take things at your own pace. I am going to keep you on task to stay to the 2 to 3 week turnaround time for getting your homework done and getting your one-on-one coaching sessions in and all of that good stuff. Valentonia, great question. I definitely want you to go to bronxwitch.com/coaching. If you didn't get a chance to take the webinar, first of all, the webinar is right there on the page. So it's like playing on the page. So you can watch the webinar and get a really good idea of everything that is in the coaching program. We are going to be doing 22 weeks together, 22 weeks of live classes from me. You're going to have bi-weekly 2-hour classes on the 10 areas of your craft that you need to focus on in order to truly become a better witch. You will have quizzes and homework assignments for each of these modules. You will have a one-on-one coaching session for each of these modules. So by the time we get to January, you will have 11 one-on-one private coaching sessions with me. You will get about $900 worth of deals, discounts, and referrals. Because I got witchy friends. So I am making sure that you guys get to sit with other witches. I feel like that is so important. It's a little bit weird when any spiritual, magical teacher, leader, guru, whatever they want to call themselves, insists that like you just learn from them. I want you guys to be well-rounded, and I want you guys to have access to things that even I don't do well. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not an astrologer. And so if you want to dive deep into your astrological birth chart, which I encourage you to do and is a part of your homework for one of the modules, then you need to sit down with an expert. So I'm going to make sure that you can sit down with an expert for a really reasonable rate, or perhaps even for free, because I've got the hookups and I know some astrologers. Okay, so you're going to get that. And then you are also receiving your Magick Intensive Kit mailed directly to you as soon as you enroll and place your order. The kit is $200 value by itself. Okay. And all together, this program and all of my time grading your homework assignments, all of the classes that I'm creating is valued at $6,750. Okay, after I added everything up, $6,750. But Spirit was like, listen, a lot of people are just finding out about this program, okay? And we want to make it as accessible as possible. And I don't want any witches who are really serious about becoming better witches to not be able to participate because they, didn't have enough time to get their coin. So until Friday, until registration ends, you are able to enroll in the full program and get everything that I just mentioned for $1,667. You're welcome. $1,667. That's all. Or 6 months with me, all of these products, all of these discounts and deals, and the opportunity to transform yourself and your craft in 6 months. How many of you have been reading books for longer than 6 months? Watching YouTube videos for longer than 6 months? Trying to do it for yourself for longer than 6 months? Probably much longer than 6 months. This is going to accelerate everything for you dramatically. So I really want you to consider taking advantage of it. Registration is open until Friday. Go to bronxwitch.com/coaching, or you can click the link in the description of this video. Take a look at everything that is included in case you missed anything that I said. Go and see the testimonials from the other witches who have already gotten some one-on-one coaching from me. Watch the webinar. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes long. It is a ton of useful information that is going to prepare you to take the 6-month journey by yourself if that feels right for you. But if you're like me, and independent study is difficult and you tend to procrastinate and not really stay consistent, then I want you to enroll in the program and let me keep you on task so that you don't fall behind and this doesn't become just another thing that you said you were going to do that you never really got around to. $1,667. Go ahead and register now while it is that price. The registration ends on Friday, and once that happens, everything goes away. Keep in mind, I am only taking 10 witches. I am only taking 10 witches for this program, and 4 witches are already signed up. So there are 6 more spots left. Between now and Friday, if those 6 spots get filled up, registration will end before Friday. Okay? But I'm going to keep registration open until Friday. Yes, boom shakalaka. Okay? You're welcome. I'm going to keep registration open until Friday if we haven't gotten to 10 witches. But once we get to 10 witches, registration is going to end. So there is the possibility that registration will end before Friday. Okay, if people sign up tonight, tomorrow, I am being very strict and cutting it off at 10 because I want to make sure everybody has my undivided attention for the next 6 months. And I don't want to overload. And I want you guys to be able to talk to each other, get to know each other in our classes. And I don't want there to be too many witches, kind of going on for that. Plus, I have to grade all your homework and your quizzes and stuff. So, and have one-on-one sessions with you every 2 weeks. So I'm capping it at 10. So if we get to 10 before Friday, then you'll see that the option to register goes away. But if we don't get to 10, it will be open until Friday. So please take advantage of that price. When I launch the program again and I reopen registration, I cannot promise that I'm going to offer it at that price again. Okay? I do things led by spirit. They told me to make it that price this time because there wasn't a lot of time for folks to get ready for this. But by the next time that this, program becomes available and I open up to 10 witches again, which probably won't be until January or February, you will have plenty of time to have gotten ready. And I don't know that they're going to lead me to offer the same price. So if this is something you feel like you really want to do, you are done with reading the books, watching the videos, and talking the talk. You are ready to walk the walk and be able to cast effective spells consistently, do ritual for yourself, divine for yourself, and really live the life of a witch like me, like Chelsea, like the witches that you see here in the shop, that you maybe follow online or whose books you read. This is going to take you there, and it's going to take you there in 6 months, not 6 years, not 25 years like it took me. Yes, Valentonia, there was a 3-month option, my dear. I did extend a 3-month payment plan to everybody who participated in the webinar, and that was available up until midnight on Monday night. So the payment plan is no longer available, okay? How to take advantage of these things. That was something that I felt I wanted to extend. In addition to the low price, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who registered and tuned into the webinar. And so I offered them that special option of the 3-month payment plan. I gave them the whole holiday weekend to go ahead and register. Several witches, as you know, their kits are going out. They took advantage of it. And then at midnight, I guess Tuesday, that option went away. Okay, and now the low price of $16.67 is still available. All right, so if you missed out on the 3-month payment plan, please don't miss out on the low price. Take advantage of it while it's there. Be a part of this. Join your fellow witches in this 6-month journey. Level up with me, level up with them. Become a better witch. Okay? And yeah, link is in the description. It's in my bio on Instagram. But probably the easiest way is to just go to bronxwitch.com/coaching. And you get the full rundown and the links to register. Great questions, Val Antonia. Does anybody else have any other questions? I think I'm about to go outside and go live on the shop Instagram page because I have a big announcement. The witches are going back to the woods. We're going on a 3-day retreat right here in New Rochelle, New York, which is like the northern Bronx. We're going to be staying at a beautiful, beautiful, rustic, old, witchy ass mansion, okay, on a private island. Yes. Access to the water, backyard, fire pit, full kitchen, okay, 14 different rooms. We are going to be getting a haunted night tour of City Island and going to the cemetery. We are going to be taking a 5-hour hike through the Siwanoy Native American trails, doing rituals in the crossroads, leaving offerings at the water. We are going to have workshops from Chelsea on plant identification while we're out in the woods. We are going to have nightly sound bowl sessions from Alexis every night. We are going to have yoga classes in the morning. We are going to have ritual baths at the water led by Les. Okay, we are going to have all-inclusive transportation to and from the retreat from HQ, as well as from each of the excursions that we're going to be doing. We are going to have food provided and prepared for us every meal. We are doing it. We are doing it big. Imagine the most amazing retreats that you have seen people go on in Puerto Rico, in Costa Rica, and Nicaragua, except we're going to do it right here in the Bronx because we are the Bronx Witches. And we're calling it the Bronx Witch Staycation. Do you like that? I came up with it myself. It's the Bronx Witch Staycation because it's a vacation, but we're not really going anywhere. Okay, a Bronx Witch Staycation. It's going to be happening November 3rd through the 5th. We have a page on the website already. If you go to bronxwitch.com/retreats or go to the events and classes section and click on retreats, there is a form for you to submit your information if you are interested in getting emails about the retreat. So even if you don't know yet if you can go or anything like that, but you just want to make sure you know all the details and how to sign up, go ahead and submit your information there so we know exactly who's interested and we can make sure that you get all the information directly to your inbox. You don't have to stalk the Instagram and look for posts or anything like that. You're going to have all the information right there sent to you. So go ahead and just give us your info, your name, your email so we can keep in touch. You can access the sign up from bronxwitch.com/retreats, Or you can go to our Instagram page and just click the link in our bio, and it will pop right up in the link thing for you to submit your interest in the retreat. And we'll keep you posted on the details. But save the date, November 3rd through the 5th, all inclusive Bronx Witch staycation is going down. And then in the next couple of weeks, we will be releasing all the information so that you can register, make your deposits, pick your rooms, okay? Because you might want to have your own bed. You might want to come with a friend and share a bed, all that good stuff. So we're going to have all of that available for you in the next couple of weeks. But go and drop your information in the submission form now, so you're on the mailing list and you get all that information directly emailed to you. The Bronx witches are going to the woods. Yes. All right. So if you're interested in learning more, I will be live on the HQ page in a little bit to basically announce to everybody that that's happening, tell everybody to save the date, and give you all the information that I have so far. All right. Got a lot going on this fall, y'all. We witching real hard around here. So thank you guys for tuning in. This live will be saved. So if you have any further questions about the Better Witch Magic Intensive, Becoming a Better Witch in 6 Months coaching program, drop them down below. If you have more information about need more information about the Magic Intensive kit, which will be available for sale after I get all of my witches their kits, whatever is left, I will make available to everybody else on our shop website. And just drop comments if you have any questions, or just drop a comment to let me know that you're loving what I'm dishing up this fall. That's good feedback for me too. All right, witches. See you later. Blessed be.